Hey guys, Ray with SYTFOG Gear. Today I'm going to give you a little snapshot of the MPEW, or the multi-purpose expander wing. It's a MOLLE scabbard that attaches beneath a micro chest rig such as this. It's what I call an adaptation, or a custom piece of gear, or a modification to an existing piece of gear that enhances its performance. Right, yeah, so the hardware that we're going to be using for this project is going to be some multicam canvas, some tri-glides, some nylon webbing for the MOLLE, a buckle, and some snap clip straps. So this is where all the the sewing takes place, and a lot of kind of like the creativity. Excuse the mess, but that's just kind of what this workstation is like. It's cacophonious, there's clutter everywhere, but if anything, it is where I do my best work, and this is where I like to spend a lot of my time, just try new things and creating new kind of rigs, backpacks, etc. So that's what I have going on right here. I'm just going to take you through a little gander of what this process is going to look like for this piece itself. Now we're going to just turn this thing right side out. So the white speck that's coming off of it, I think, is starch. Hence is why it's a pretty stiff piece of canvas. So now that I have the general scabbard cut, seamed from the inside, now it's just going to be a matter of cutting it to size and then adding the MOLLE and all of the hardware. Stuff around the sides so we can. So I forgot to clip the cord, but anyways, sewed on the MOLLE. Now it's time to sew on the knife strap, the sheath strap, and then the torso strap. Okay? There we have it. Just a couple of touch-ups, clip some loose ends, and maybe add a couple more reinforcement stitches, but this is the product right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to string your sheath through there so that you can be cross draw. We got our adaptation buckles right here. Sorry, our haven't come up with a term for it yet, but that's what we have going on right here. This is where it's going to clip into the chest rig itself for my customer. Right there. This is the existing rig that he has. It's called the Pickpocket by some mountaineering company. And then it's going to just clip onto the chest harness that it has right here. And it's going to be an extension of that so that he can carry his knife. So go ahead and fill you in on that after I get everything hooked up and onto an existing rig that I have to show you exactly how that looks. All right, here's the final product right here. Like I said, this is an adaptation, and an adaptation is a modification to an existing piece of gear or a whole new complementary additional piece of gear that is going to enhance the overall rig itself, the overall system itself. So this is me mimicking kind of a general setup that the mountaineering customer will have. He has a micro chest rig that holds his personal items right here. Right here, I'm using my Vortex kangaroo pouch for my binoculars, and this is going to be roughly around the kind of like the same size of the micro chest rig that my customer has. So with that being said, the way that we're going to enhance the system is by addressing the problem. What was the problem? Well, he wasn't able to mount his CRKT bear claw knife to the chest rig, to his existing chest rig himself. So he came to me with those problems, and I designed right here the MPEW, the MPEW, that is the multi-purpose expander wing. So we'll just go ahead and run through the features of that. So the way that we address the problem is by creating this placard, putting the molly on there, putting the knife sheath, the knife sheath strap on there with the locking system, and now he is able to take his knife, mount it on the MPEW, and be able to do cross-body draws with both hands. Some other features about this product itself is he wanted a secondary retention system. So the primary retention obviously is the Kydex sheet that the CRKT comes with. Now, when you're doing mountaineering or canyoneering, there's a lot of bumps, there's a lot of things that could go wrong, and we want redundancies in place. So what I designed is just a very simple pocket about an inch and a half deep, put some shock cord at the end of it, tethered it through the molly, and then now all it does is just slip over the butt of the handle. And that way, if a bump does occur that could potentially knock the knife out, it's getting sprung back into place by the shock cord itself. So that's going to allow him to not worry so much about losing this expensive knife that he has, but rather, the next move that he's going to make in the mountains or the canyons. Another just kind of add-on that I made just as another feature is this knot spike. And it's basically just a metal rod that I've shaved down to a point that is used to untie knots. It allows you to kind of just wedge in between the spaces of a knot and take it out. How I made this was the paracord. The paracord follows a kern mantle type of meaning that the kern is the core and the mantle is the outside of this rod, of the paracord itself. It's more or less the sheath. And so what I did is I extracted the white core of the paracord, stripped it out, put the mantle over the rod itself, and then just did some wrapping techniques and created this kind of knot spike, made the sheath out of PVC pipe, and then from there I'm able to click it back into place, right? And he's able to take all of this out and configure it however he wants. The molly, it's going to allow him endless possibilities of being able to mount whatever else he would need, such as dangling some gloves or some extra carabiners. So this is the MPEW. This is the multi-purpose expander wing. This is an adaptation that we have developed to tackle a gear configuration problem that the client was experiencing, and this is how SYTFOG has solved and offered a solution to that problem. This is Ray with SYTFOG Outfitters. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.